Find your path with the knowledge of others and become an illuminator for those who struggle. Guide their way just by being true and being in alignment, because it comes naturally to you. On self-discovery wisdom, we share to find inspiration with lessons for millions. We hope you listen.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Building Your Business right here on selfdiscoverywisdom.com. I'm your host, Sarah Troy. My wonderful guest today is Stacey Hall. I had the honor of actually being on her frequency gathering the other day as a guest speaker, which I was very honored to do, being on her show as well. But today it's all about good business with frequency boosting and how does that work together? The lighthouse path. So Stacey Hall never imagined she would build a career in sales. Growing up, she watched someone who she loved struggle under the pressure and exhaustion that came with traditional sales. And she promised herself that she would choose a path that was different. Instead of, life led her through advertising, marketing, corporate leadership, entrepreneurship, and eventually into helping others grow their business. A life-changing health challenge became a turning point for her that transformed not only how she lived, but how she understood success. Today, Stacey is the creator of the Lighthouse Path. She's a TED Talk speaker, 5-time international best-selling author, featured expert in the award-winning Zero Limits movie, and behind the professional accomplishment is a woman who, with greatest joy, comes from helping people rediscover their own light so they can lead with greater clarity, trust, purpose, and fulfillment. And beyond that, and the 5 books that she's been in and how she helps salespeople, which we're going to be talking about, the gift of the Lighthouse Path later on, and then all 5 of her other books. But we're also going to be talking about the frequency, the movement, that's the products that really can help your own good vibrations rise. And when we actually step into a higher frequency, a higher consciousness, everything we do becomes more illuminated. It becomes more grounded, more cosmic. It becomes something that people want to be around. So mixing the two has now become her passion, because you can become a better salesperson, not only with the techniques that she has, but also by tapping in to this wonderful frequency program, which enables your whole body to raise its frequency up to a healthier, higher optimum, but with more clarity. And when you've got more energy, you can achieve more. And that's really where we want you to be at today. Welcome to the show, Stacey.
So thrilled to be here. That is probably the absolute best introduction I have ever received. I feel very honored. My cheeks are a bit flushed. And Sarah, a recommendation like that from you is priceless to me. So thank you. And yes, to the audience, I am so enamored with Sarah's approach to business, to life, to helping people raise their light and make it brighter. So that's why we connected, and it was important for me to interview her. So in this particular case, you're seeing, I would say, 2 good friends having the continuation of a conversation.
Absolutely. But honing it in a little more on you this time and not me. You know, I think people are either born a salesperson or not. You know, you have an aptitude for it. And I know anyone can learn to be a salesperson, but if it's not coming from the heart, you know when somebody's selling you something that's just words, or where it's somebody that's got some energy and enthusiasm behind because they believe in the product. And I think that's what makes a good salesperson in any realm of work, when they believe in it.
Yes, and I'm going to say this. There are some personalities that definitely can do traditional selling. However, all personalities, all people tend to know how to make friends. And that's the distinction that I make, is you can be a salesperson with a label, operating like a particular way over here, but a different way in the rest of your life, which I don't agree with,
Mhm.
or you just be you and you build friendships. And I know
Mhm.
we're going to talk about that philosophy, in which case you build friendships in the way that works for you to build any friendship.
Yeah. And wherever that friendship goes, right? I always say that people have to buy you before they buy from you. And if they don't, buy you, like, I'm not connecting here. I just don't feel the vibe, right? And then it's like they're going to go somewhere else where they feel, oh, there's a connection. There's a resonance here, right? And that's where we want to do business, is somebody where we feel that there's a synergy between them, right?
Yes, with more than just the product or the
Mm,
service. It's
hmm
the extra energy. And you use the word enthusiasm.
mm,
When there's genuine enthusiasm from the person who's making an offer, when it's time to make the offer
yes,
appropriately, and also in return, the other person feels enthusiastic
yes.
about continuing the relationship. And so everything that I do and have done in the world of marketing and selling has to do with raising the vibe to the level of enthusiasm. And not everybody's going to want to be raised up.
No, no. And that's, I think it's like you can have friendships for friendship's sake. They're not going to be your client. But however, if they're infused by you, they are going to speak about you. So do not forget about referral. They can be absolutely priceless. Not everyone's going to be your client, but they're going to come across somebody else that should be your client. And they were so enthusiastic about who you are and why you are, they are going to refer you. So never, ever underestimate that. Not everything has to end up in a sale. And I think if you go into everything, I don't know about you, but I get this all the time in my DM, in my text, and I don't even know how my phone is out there because it's not on anything. I get sales pitches. And it's not like, hi, I've followed you or this or that. Let's have a conversation. I like what you're doing. This is what I'm doing. Can we have a chat? No, it's bombardment, bah, bah, sign now. And I'm sorry, delete. You can't spend the time to know who I am or whether I'm even remotely interested in what you have. It's delete, because that's sales first, not building a relationship first.
Yes, exactly, it is. I see it on LinkedIn all the
Mm-hmm.
time because people pay
Yes.
for the privilege to be able to spam other people on LinkedIn. And that, when they started doing that, meaning LinkedIn, when LinkedIn started making that available, I was not for it. And
Right.
whenever that happens, I do, warning, I report those accounts and I
Ah,
block them because I didn't sign up for LinkedIn to be a target for
yes.
other people's
Yes.
ads.
Right.
Now, on Facebook, it just happened this morning, and share with you, I might even read to you, I think I
Mm-hmm.
will, how I responded. And some of you might think that this is a little, let's call it bold, okay? However, my mission and purpose is literally, I've taken this on to elevate the
Mm-hmm.
reputation of the sales industry.
Mm-hmm.
I want everybody to know that. That's my first and primary. And the reason being is that on every reputation study of careers and professions,
Mm-hmm.
sales is at the bottom. The reputation of a salesperson is at the bottom. Nurses are always at the top.
Mm-hmm.
And we are supposed to be doing exactly what nurses do, Sarah. Nurses care,
Yes.
concern,
Mm-hmm.
listen,
Mm-hmm.
refer,
Mm-hmm.
prepare whoever's next to be able to help if it's
Mm-hmm.
beyond their capacity. Now, how is that any different from a
Yeah.
salesperson?
Mm-hmm.
But it is exactly what you just described. The people who have been told, now they hate it happen. I say this all the time.
Yeah.
Would you like it if
Yes.
I had done that to you?
Mm-hmm.
Inevitably, no, but this is what I've been told to do. Okay, that makes me feel like the old thing where my mother, if someone told you to jump off the Brooklyn Bridge, would
Yes.
you go and do it?
Yeah.
Hey, okay. So I'm going to share with you. I had somebody comment on one of my posts. Okay, that smile, smiley face, comment on my post. Yay! Means you've been to my page, means you know what
Yes.
I'm doing. And it wasn't
Yes.
just an emoji, they commented. Yay! I went to private message, and I think they also sent a friend request. But they didn't send a message to start with.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's a clue for me. If you want to be in relationship with me and you send a friend request, and this is a tip for everybody, send the message. Whether it's on LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever. If you're going to follow and connect, do that next step of messaging and saying why. Why do you want to connect? But as Sarah and I are saying, do not use the why as a means to pitch. Do not
Right.
say,
Right.
I'm friending you in order for me to sell you or invite you to something where I'm going to sell you. That is not what I mean.
Right.
You look at what they're posting about, what they're up to. You ask them for more information about what they're putting out.
Mm-hmm.
If you show interest in the other person, they'll start to show interest in you.
Yes.
But that's not what happened here. So, if I may, to give a demonstration, let me see if I can find it again because I did not block them. Okay, here it is. So it was a real person. I had gone to her page after she commented. I commented on one of her posts, and she looked like somebody I would want to collaborate with. So I had said in the book, because she had commented, but she had not actually answered the question. The question I had in the post is, what qualities matter most to you when choosing the people and companies you trust to walk beside you, to be in partnership with? That was my question. So in the message, I asked her again. I said, I loved your comment. I'm curious, though, about your answer to this. That was 5 days ago. So today, I get a copy and paste pitch. Hey, Stacey. At least she spelled my name right. Quick question. I'm opening up a handful of complimentary tickets, and it goes on, right? All right. Now I'm hoping this is okay because I'm saying that lowered my vibration.
Yes.
That she didn't even take a moment. And some of you are going to say it was either an AI response or it was a virtual assistant. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
So here's what I said. I'm not a prospect for you. If you really had visited my page and saw what I do, you would know I could have been a collaborator with you. Not sure if you're using AI or a virtual assistant to do your promotion here. I'm not interested. But then I took a screenshot of her profile page, and I kid you not. Do you know what she calls herself, Sarah? That's why I'm bringing this up. Do you know what she calls herself?
A connector? What?
A relationship coach. I know. That's the payoff here. I said, I saw you are a relationship coach. Promotion before relationship is not my style.
Exactly. I 100% agree on that. And I'm going to give you another story that somebody told me once when I was interviewing them. They had been communicating with somebody that she really admired, having wonderful conversations. Then she finally got to meet her. And then she went up to her and said, I've just enjoyed our conversation so much. You mean so much to me. And the person turned around to him and said, who are you? Well, I'm so-and-so in the communication. I don't know who you are. It was the assistant.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm sorry, that immediately it kind of, shades on the assistant, but she's being told what she's meant to do. But if you have somebody being your voice, why are you so important that you cannot communicate with people? I say every day, take some time, for social media. Like last week, I put a show out, scroll or not to scroll. There's times when you can just scroll for the fun of it or because you want to listen to some reels or you want to make connections, right? But there's also time that you have to have every day across your medias of interaction, of building relationships. So reaching out, can we have a chat? Of doing that type of thing. If you can't do it because you are so inundated and so busy and now so important, right, then you need to be open above board. My assistant is speaking for me. and she will bring any relevant conversation to me, but please be open about it. Nobody wants AI or somebody else pretending to be you and communicating with me. Everything in life is about connection. That's what good vibrations are, is when everybody's on the same frequency. And if you're off on a different frequency altogether, that doesn't even represent the true essence of you. Why would I want to work with you?
Well, and I agree with everything you're saying, and I'm going to add, here's the thing. I have a team that supports me. They do the posting. I do the reading of the comments and the engagement.
Right.
Okay?
Because only you can.
That's right. So I guide them on my content. They
Mhm.
make it pretty. They get the posting out there. That saves me the time. But relationship is my role. Now,
Yes.
if I'm going to bring up, so Tony Robbins, right? He's
Mm.
not going to have enough time to connect with every individual person. What did he do? He didn't get virtual assistants. He trained a team of people in his process. And first, you talk to them, and they tell you that
Right.
they are exactly what you're saying.
Gatekeepers. Yeah.
They're
Mhm.
well, or
Representatives.
first
Yes.
steps, right? Evaluators, building relationship,
Hmm.
they're in his energy. They're doing
Yeah.
things his proven way. If you like that, then you're going to want to keep going and building
Yes.
relationship to the point you get to build relationship with him.
Yes.
That's different. That's
Yes.
different than hiring appointment setters. That's different
Mm.
than using AI. And that's different than virtual assistants who are administrative task completers than relationship builders.
Yeah. I really don't care what line of work you're in. If you cannot set time aside to give someone your time, then why should anybody have anything to do with you? Because the most precious commodity we have is time. And what we do with that time, our expertise in that time is each individual, but everybody has the same clock. And to actually give your time to someone is I am taking this hour or this 5 minutes or this whatever out of my day to interact with you because I'm interested. If a sale happens, wonderful. But really, it's like, is there that energy? Because you and I are both about raising the frequency, raising the consciousness, raising the good vibrations to a higher level. And if
Yeah.
we can help anyone on that line turn that volume up and become the beautiful conscious souls they're meant to be, and no matter what they're doing, hallelujah. But you're only going to find that out through a conversation, through openness. And you're not going to find it out from pitching one another or coming in sales first.
No, not at all. And so I like to really focus in on the frequency. So,
Yes.
because I talk about the high vibe of sales.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so going back to what we talked about at the beginning, you can be a salesperson in a box and someone else outside that box.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't. That is how it's usually taught,
Yes.
which is why people don't like salespeople
Yeah,
because it
because they're empty.
means
They're just words. Yeah.
you're shutting yourself out and
Mm.
being a thing.
Yes.
Or you can be you and you can be making offers. Now, for people to feel your enthusiasm, that is, if I may, on a frequency scale, and there are many, many studies
Mm.
done on this, you can truly Google the frequency of emotions, the frequency of thoughts. There's something called a frequency calibration monitor that is utilized by universities and medical institutions and governments that is considered the standard for what the energy, in case people don't know what frequency is, but if they're following you, I'm sure they do. But let's just remember everything is energy.
Mm-hmm.
It comes off of us,
Mm-hmm.
from inside of us. We feel it from others.
Mm-hmm.
And that energy moves. It's called a vibration. And that vibration can be measured in frequencies. So, at the very top of the scale is the sense that all is well,
Mm-hmm.
that I'm grounded and enthusiastic. It's one and the same. I'm uplifted and I'm grounded and I'm available because all is well. That is the frequency of transformation. When we're there, our light is fully on, like in the lighthouse, it's fully on, and people feel
Yes.
that transformation energy, and they're more likely to say yes. However, most folks, when they make offers, they're not there.
Yeah.
Through all the thousands of entrepreneurs and professional salespeople I have coached through the years, where they are is this. They're either at the lowest vibration of shame because they haven't made all the sales they want. That's in their vibration.
And desperation.
Or desperation, shame, desperation. That's the lowest frequency. And believe me, people like smell it. And they'll smell it in your posts. They will smell it on your reels. If you even get far enough to have a conversation, they'll get it. And they won't be able to tell you why they don't want to say yes.
Right.
They just know they don't want to say yes. Right, Sarah? Okay.
Yeah.
But okay, so fine. You don't have shame. What if you've got grief? What if you're dealing with grief in your world and you can't move it out of the way long enough to tap into enthusiasm? They're going to feel your sadness. It's going to show on your face. Okay? All right. Well, maybe you're not dealing with that. Maybe you're dealing with anger because somebody said they were going to buy and then they didn't buy. And now you're still irritated about that, but you're pretending not to be. They're going to feel it. Or you're in the place of like this, like they can't see your fingers crossed, and energetically, you're counting and hoping that they're going to say yes. And they feel that.
Desperation.
Exactly what you said. It can be at any point.
Yes.
And they are not going to be able to tell you why. They have to go and think about it.
Yes.
So I wanted to bring that in. So what I do is I help people understand how quickly they can come up to the state of enlightenment without mindset shifting. It can be instantaneous. And Sarah, I am happy if you've got time, I'd be happy to teach it right here, right now.
Please do. This is a little nugget.
Well, you already know, but I'm saying I will share it. Normally I charge for, literally, people can go, it's so easy. You charge for that? Well, yes, because it took a lot of years and a lot of trial and error and a lot of experience to make it this simple for everybody. So you're kind of investing, but what do I charge? $27 for it. It takes 20 minutes. It's not that much. But now none of you have to pay for it. This is my gift. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to sit, with our feet on the floor. And we're going to roll the shoulders around and back so that everything's open rather than being crunched in like this.
Chakra alignment.
Energetically, we're creating space. We're opening our chakras, our energy centers. We're going to keep our chin down so that the crown of the head is actually parallel as opposed to this or this. We're just going to be here. We're going to close our eyes and we're going to let the bones release from the muscles. So just allow your bones to release from your muscles. I'll keep the eyes open to make sure that I'm still recording here. Okay. So from your tips of your toes to the top of your ears, notice that you do not need to hold on. Your bones and muscles do not need to be so tightly connected. You can release into some space. And I want you to notice, remember, you're not going to tell anybody, nobody would know, but I want you to notice the emotion you're feeling right now. Give it a name, describe it. It's okay if it's low vibration, because we're going to shift it. So just tell the truth to yourself with your eyes closed, what you're feeling as the emotion. Then what I'd like you to do is imagine you're walking into either whichever makes you happiest, either an art museum or an art gallery. And I'm not going to tell you what kind of art is in there. You're going to go into either an art museum or an art gallery that you would love to be in. Okay? If you don't like art, hang on, I'll give you a different kind of experience. But most people would enjoy going into an art gallery and walking around, or an art museum and walking around, as long as it's the kind of art they generally like. So as you're walking around, I want you to see a piece of art. Could be a painting, could be a sculpture, could be something. You don't like it. And you look at it, you're just, whatever's coming in, like, you just don't like it. And feel the feeling, like whatever that feeling is. You don't like it. It's lowered your energy. And now I want you to walk away from it. And as you walk through the museum or the art gallery, I want you to see a piece of art that has just made you uplifted. And you're looking at it and you're like, now that I could stare at all day. That has lifted my energy. And notice the emotion you're feeling about it. Because you're uplifted, give a name to the feeling, the emotion that you're having right now. Now, for those of you who are not in a museum or an art gallery in your imagination, or if you are, both parties can do this. So with your eyes closed, as you're looking at this piece of art that you are feeling uplifted about, you're going to hear music. It's going to be music that is absolutely your favorite song or your favorite type of music. I want you to hear it coming through the speakers. And notice how the music is making you feel uplifted. And give an emotion to that. Did it enhance this uplifting piece of art by having the music? Did it add to it? And if so, how did it add to the emotion you're feeling? And then come on back in. And I'm going to ask Sarah about this because she did the experience. Even though I know you were already in enthusiasm, I did have you look at something that would have lowered your energy. Were you able to feel that? Did you feel the lowering?
Oh, yes, yes. I mean, for me, I chose, kind of arts museum, and I chose the sculpture. And the first one was distorted. So the body was twisted and turned and, not in alignment. And then the second image was a woman with multiple arms reaching up to the universe underneath a window. So every time the light goes over, it changes the shadows and the movement. So it looks like she's swaying. And then the music was very, very harmonic, bluesy type music that fitted in with the light and the movement of her body and just made it elongate and free. So, yes.
I'm now feeling like that. It's not that I wouldn't have seen that, but now that you're painting the picture, I'm seeing it, I'm hearing it, I'm feeling it. Okay, so did I do any mindset shifting work with you?
No, it was a more of a switching on and allowing the channels to become what they're meant to be.
It was energy. That's
Yes,
all I did.
turning up the volume.
Yeah. Now, with deep respect to mindset shifting experts,
Hmm.
is there a place for that? Yes. However, if we are about to write a marketing post
Hmm.
or record a reel
Hmm.
or get on a call and we are in some other low vibration energy, I'm going to tell the truth here in a minute about where I was right before this call. We must, if we want to make sales, enjoy satisfaction, achieve more success, we must be able to raise up our frequency just that
Yes.
fast. There is no time for looking
No.
at the limiting belief and choosing
Right.
another thing. And there's
Yeah.
no time for that. Okay? So, as I said, I'm telling the truth right before. I was dealing with my mother who is elderly and is having some issues and very anxious and coordinating a caregiver that's coming for the first time and at the last minute informs me she's bringing her grandson along with her. Like,
Mm.
yeah, are you kidding me?
First
Okay.
time, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Like, we've only been talking about this for 2 weeks. You couldn't have
Mm,
brought that up at some other point because
mm,
she does this all the time.
mm.
I could have gone into the whole story as I'm attempting to tell. I'm only doing it right now for all of you so you can see that could be a ton of triggers for me. But I've chose to be here in a state of enthusiasm. So what did I do? I went into my museum.
Yes.
I saw the painting. I heard the music and I show up. And I stay there this whole time that I'm with Sarah. I'm staying there. And I'm going to do my best to stay there even when I go back after this
Well,
interview.
that's the point, though. But when
Yes.
you raise up that energy, it becomes so encompassing of your very being. And it
Yes.
wants to elongate. It wants to come from you. You can't help but bring that energy to anything that you're dealing with. It's not a sugar high where you're going to crash and burn,
That's right.
right? Like
Right.
something can happen, a little wackaroo that lowers that vibration and brings on the anxiety. But when you go and raise that frequency up, you just look at it from a totally different perspective and you see it solutionally. All right. You see it in a way that this isn't going to bring me down. I now can see what I can do about it. But I also want to go back to that belief in what you are, quote, quote, selling. When your heart is truly in it, and when you're igniting your heart and your soul and your spirit and your very being and your essence, as you are in that practice and reminding yourself what you're here to do, what you are here and doing has been ignited again. And so when you go to people, they're going to know you believe, you love who you are, what you're doing, and whom you're doing it for. That is what they will feel first. And it's like when Harry met Sally, I'll have what she's having, right?
Yes.
Right? It's like,
Yes.
God, if I could feel like that, I want that too. And that's what people are going to buy, that beautiful divine energy of I believe in what I'm doing and what I'm seeing and what I'm sharing with you. Because you cannot be in that higher elevation and sell a falsehood.
Absolutely. I got nothing to add to that. That was beautiful.
But I think that goes back to, when people get persuaded to, as they say, go down a certain sales pitch. I mean, I had a salesperson on once and I hardly got a word in edgeways. It didn't matter what I said. She was on her sales pitch rampage. And it was all everything I would not do in a month of Sundays. I would not do. I am not pushy. I believe in free will. I believe in being inspirational is invitational. And when people are inspired, that because you're inspired by what you're doing it and whom you're doing it for, then they want to know. They're inspired. I'm invited. What is it that you do? How can I feel like that? That is where you want people to be because they know you believe in it. You are it. You have encompassed it. And the very energy of what you're doing and who you are doing it is as one. We don't
Yes.
want the separation, right? People
Yes.
have said to me, but where's Sarah? I said, the Sarah you see on a podcast and the Sarah you'll meet, if you want to meet me at that vibration, is the same Sarah. I am the same across the board, except for my grandkids. Then I'm silly Nana. It's a different frequency.
Yes. And as comforting as you are to them, that's how you are to all of us. So you had mentioned at the beginning of the introduction
Mhm.
that there are ways that I help people. So the first way is
Yes.
right there. Like that, you don't need to buy anything.
No.
You don't even need to buy that session. I just gave it to everybody. Go use it. Watch it. Watch me lead you through that. Okay. Listen to what Sarah said as well. Use it over and over again. It will
Over
tap
and
you
over
back
again is the
in.
key, right?
It
Practice
is the
makes
key.
perfect. Mhm.
Back into that high vibration. if you would like me to, Sarah, I am happy to talk about the other tools that you had mentioned too, if you're ready for
Absolutely,
me to
because
do that.
there is an awful lot of people who say, look, I have the enthusiasm, but my energy doesn't match the enthusiasm. I may have an illness or have low energy or I feel saturated and I just can't, my enthusiasm, my heart and soul gets up there, but my body can't follow. And so what you have now is something that can help the body to follow through with that matching divine energy.
Absolutely. The body, the emotions,
Yes.
and the mind. So I'm going to share with everybody how I came to this awareness. I have been teaching, I've been known as a sales success strategist for many, many years, first with corporations and then for the last years, I'm old, as for entrepreneurs, all different types and all different sizes. Inevitably, what I teach, what I call the Lighthouse Path process, is simple. It is the least complicated way to be able to get into alignment with yourself, get into alignment with your audience, and know exactly what to communicate to them. It's simple.
Mhm.
However, I have clients who come on, or used to, they would start with me. I would teach them it's 4 steps, 4 simple steps. I do it with them to begin with, and then I send them away till their next session, the group or private, to do it. They've already proven to themselves they can do it. We do it together. They know what to
Mhm.
do. They've got the recording. They'll come back, or they used to come back every single time. And I'd say, okay, so how much progress did you make? There would be no progress. It would be stories. And I'm not talking about the kind of stories that sell. It would be their stories. Low vibration excuses and reasons, all reasonable, literally reasonable because they're human.
Yes.
It would either be that they didn't trust themselves, right? A lack of a limiting belief of some sort. Or they left ready to do it and they were living with somebody or in close relationship to somebody who didn't believe they could do it and decided to rain on their parade.
Right.
Okay, anybody, let us know if this is resonating with anybody out there. Okay, or they're dealing with somebody close to them who has an illness and they felt it was their responsibility to be a full-time caregiver and put their business to the side. Or they're ill, as Sarah said. They're physically ill. Now, I'm going to say of the 4, the one when we are physically ill is very difficult to show up in enthusiasm.
Yes.
So that is how, because people were saying this to me all the time, and could it be that their limiting belief was causing them illness? Yes, it could be. Well, I had been teaching about frequency medicine for a very long time, and it always used to be very expensive. I didn't do it. Okay, I would let them know that if their nutritional supplements, their vitamins, all the other things were not helping them stay at a high vibration, then they probably needed to go to a frequency doctor, a doctor who treats with frequencies, or get a very expensive frequency machine so that they could keep themselves tuned up. And then about 3 years ago, I found out about it 2.5 years ago, a very smart company said more and more people are dealing with nervous system dysregulation, which is causing all of these other 4 things that I talked about. If we can help everybody regulate their nervous system, calm down so that they can raise up and hold it, the world will be a better place.
Yeah, absolutely.
So instead of selling very expensive machines to a few people, they decided to build a machine that creates tuning forks. And I'm just going to say, do you see this little silver thing? That's a tuning fork. That silver medallion holds in it the 11 optimum harmonic frequencies of the human body. Why are there 11? Because you have a brain. I have a brain. Let's hope. I have a heart. I have a liver. I have a spleen. Okay. every part of the body has its own range of optimum frequency. They all have to be tuned. So I had this conversation, Sarah. Is this okay that
Yes.
I'll
Yes.
complete this? Okay, because I know your folks are all about frequencies and energy. So somebody said to me last night, "Oh yeah, I listen to Solfeggio music," and she said, "So which one in the body is 432 megahertz?" No, that's none of them are in the human body. Each one, and there's a chart. Again, you can Google human organ frequencies, and you will find the standard chart that all, and I'm going to say doctors, whether they're frequency medicine doctors or not,
Right.
that the telecommunications industry uses to be able to know what's happening to our bodies from man-made frequencies. And I am not a conspiracist. I want you all to know they know more about how to keep us healthy from frequencies than most doctors do. And I'm just going to sidebar, if you didn't know, your devices in the settings have warnings to tell you how to safely use your devices so that the man-made frequencies do not harm your human body frequencies. So you're aware.
Right. Like, don't put your phone under your
Yeah,
pillow
I
at
honor
night.
the tech companies for leading the way of this. Okay. So with that said, the human body's frequencies are different. They're more dense optimally because we are more dense. We are tangibly physical. So the frequencies are more dense than the music frequencies.
Right.
But if we're not tuned optimally, we cannot get the full benefit of the music frequencies.
Right.
And everything is energy.
Absolutely
Everything has its own frequency.
Yes.
If we want to be able to stay above low frequencies that are lower than our human body, that would lower our human body frequencies, we have to stay at the optimum. And music frequencies and good food and essential oil, all of which I've studied. I'm not saying I'm an expert. I've just been studying for 21 years. Pretty much the standard philosophy is tune your body up first.
Yes.
So then you can avail yourself of the higher frequencies from there. And so that's what this is doing.
Yes.
What?
It makes this better Wi-Fi.
Yes, it sure does. It amplify the good. It allows you to amplify the good. So
yes,
these frequencies, the human frequencies from this company, because they've now created this machine that they can do this in mass. So there's jewelry. All of this is tuned to the highest frequency. There's nutrition, delicious lemonade and minerals, all sorts of products if you prefer to get it that way, or jewelry if you prefer to wear it all the time. So I am constantly, when somebody might say, "Why do you have so much?" Well, because I like jewelry. That's why.
Good excuse.
I like jewelry.
And you may as well have vibrational jewelry.
Yeah. Could one necklace do it? Sure. It's but why not have more? It just amplifies more. But I love the jewelry, so I wear more jewelry. All right. So Sarah, that's what's available. And here's what has happened. So when I have a client who then is showing me they cannot sustain for any one of those 4 reasons, I tell them about this. And I say, get something. Now there's even frequency tuned essential oils. Get one frequency tuned oil. Use it on you.
Yeah.
I am a certified aromatherapy coach. And for those of you who think your oils stay frequency tuned, please know they do not. And you can look up Dr. Emoto, Emoto's work to understand what happens to fluid and frequencies.
I actually interviewed his assistant after he died. We did several shows on him and continuing the work. So it's really incredible. Yeah.
Yes. All you have to do is watch any of his work and know that if something is fluid, it does not hold the frequency of before, it has the frequency of the now.
And how much fluid is in our body?
Yes,
Right.
exactly. Exactly. So I offer it to them. And those who are taking advantage of the jewelry, the nutrition, the skincare, the body care, getting it on them, now when they go, they come back and they go, okay, I had this many conversations. I made this many offers. I'm watching them in their affiliate and network marketing programs rise up the ranks. This was not happening before.
Right.
I'm still teaching the same stuff. I haven't
Well,
changed.
now they know how to actually really utilize the tools because they're in the right frequency
They're in the
to
right
apply.
frequency.
Right.
That's
I
right.
mean, you can hand somebody a hammer to build a house, but if they haven't got that right, I mean, basically, we're all rhythmic creatures, and our energy and frequency has to be in rhythm. It has to be in flow. Right. And the reason why we go to music, I do when I'm needing that equilibrium, is because it helps balance us up, put us back into our natural flow. But it, as you said, can't do it alone. And we've got so much in our body. I mean, what is it, 90% fluid in our body, our brain and everything?
76. 76%.
76? Okay, 76% of our body is fluid, and our fluid is constantly changing in and out and overworking. And so if we can generate that fluid to optimize, it then is to support all the organs in our body, including our brain. And the energy of our brain, and if anybody has heard me, or if it's the first time, I'm always talking about the wisdom, the knowingness, the soul divine wisdom, whether it's God, universe, source, energy, whatever you want to call it. We download that wisdom. It resonates with the heart and truth. It goes to the spirit in action for our mind to have the clarity it needs when it needs it. And when we're in proper energy alignment, you can feel it. The very core of you becomes erect. Everything about you feels it's in flow. Everything about you feels like it's ready to go. And it's not hysterical energy.
No.
It's fluid, rhythmical, expanding energy. And it's extremely peaceful and very, very calm because people don't need static, erratic energy. They need energy that they can feel that develops them, that is in and around them, embracing them. And it lifts their own energy up. Why do we go to people in the room that have this beautiful auric energy? Because we want to feel some of that. Why do we avoid people that are negative? Because we don't want to be brought down. So imagine if you are that person in the room that is resonating on that higher frequency, not only in belief, right, in who you are, what you stand for, what you're here to do, but in your energy, in your body, supporting everything else, right? Then just imagine the beacon of light you are. You become the lighthouse that sheds light on other people's paths.
Yes. That's, yes, that. Just
We owe
that.
it to ourselves. I mean, I'm, as you know, a very spiritual person, but I have suffered from a couple of diseases, one for 69 years, one for 30. The 31, fibromyalgia, is all about nerve endings, screaming, right? Hyper sensitivity. And there is nothing medical that can bring it down. And they've tried all, it does nothing. So it is about finding that something that can take all those neurons and nerve endings, bring everything down to calmness, back into fluidity, and back into the rhythm of our own body as it's meant to be. Now, I rise above it because of my belief and because of my divine energy, but that doesn't mean I don't battle with the body. And I've started taking, thanks to you, the little tube things.
Yes, the rise.
Which I've taken 3 days now. So we're going to see how that works for me. And I think it's a lot of it is if you don't try, you don't know. And you've also got to understand the lower the energy your body, and look, your enthusiasm could be up here. My divine energy is up here. It doesn't always correlate with my body energy, right? And I think people need to understand that. If I could get my body energy up to the same as my divine energy, kind of transcendent there, right? So that's what's been holding me back, what's been grounding me, not in a good way, right? So imagine if we could set our bodies free, that we can then truly embrace the enlightenment and the divine reason why we are here, doing what we were gifted to do. Imagine what kind of world we would live in. That is the cosmic invitation to everyone right now. It isn't about getting rich or popular. It isn't about having more. It's understand the simplicity of less and understanding the enrichment and the abundance of each other, of community, of society in its well-beingness. And no matter what it is, what sales you're in, if you truly believe in it and you really think this is my gift to share, you really want your physical energy to match that beautiful, emotional, purposeful energy that you have. Because so many people, like myself, the body is where it's disconnected. So if you can help the body raise that frequency, just imagine how fast we would rise. And when you're in that state of love being, you can't knowingly hurt anyone else. To do so is to hurt yourself. Imagine we had a society like that, where nobody would hurt anyone else. To do so would be to hurt themselves and to hurt their own. This is a place we haven't been before. This is the place we're invited to go right now. So we owe it to ourselves to help our bodies, our mind, our heart, our spirits, the physical being we're in, to match the purposeful energy that we're here to do.
100% agree. Sarah, you said it so beautifully. This is the work, if you will. It's my mission. I don't work. I fulfill my mission every day to the best of my ability. And that coming full circle, sales is not anymore about learning scripts and overcoming objections. It is about building relationship with people we know we can help. And when they feel that they trust us, that we really care about them beyond the problem they have.
Yes.
They'll tell us about the problem they have. And when we say, would you like some support in solving that problem? They'll say yes.
Yeah.
And that's how you do it. Not with an ulterior motive.
No.
Because that's the other thing, that just as we start to close up here, I want to say we don't friend people with an ulterior motive. They'll smell that too. We friend people that we know we could help because we understand them, because we're similar. That's what friendships are based on, right? And if you know that somebody kind of acts like you, looks like you, may have the same problem you do, for example, menopause or perimenopause. If you're a woman and you're in a certain age, you know you can make friends with a woman who's in that age range. And you can inevitably know that you're going to be dealing with some stuff to talk about. But so, yes, make friends with women who are your own age. Okay? Men, make friends with people who love your hobbies. Eventually, as the friendship grows, you're both going to start sharing deeper and deeper information. And I've always said this, and this will be my final thought. If one is desperate for money, you do not go into sales.
No.
Okay? Just because you can offer something, other people are not on our timetable. And that's what I'm going to say to you. So go get a job. Do whatever you're doing on the side. So that desperation for money does not enter into the development of a friendship. That's my final thought here.
Well, not a final thought, because I'm going to ask you quickly about your books, also the gift that you're giving of the Lighthouse Path, but would you also tell people about your frequency gathering as well?
Yes. Well, my books are all on Amazon, and they're all in some way, shape, or form related to raising the vibration of the selling industry with steps and tips in every one. In terms of the frequency boosting gathering, that is every Monday. There is no charge. My friends, such as Sarah and I, invite their friends because when you're operating at the highest frequency, we all know people who are doing their best to raise their vibration. You're all
Exactly.
watching because you're doing your best.
Mm.
But we wind up spending our time with the people who are low vibration to raise them up most
Yeah.
of the time in our personal life.
Hmm.
It can be tiring.
Hmm.
We would still do it. We're not going to
Yes.
stop doing it
No,
because we have
compelled
this
to.
mission and purpose to improve
Yeah.
the world, but it's tiring.
Mm-hmm.
So 2.5 years ago, I created the circle every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern time on Zoom, no charge. Come and we together, whatever little bit of high vibration we still have, we share it with each other. We have a guest presenter, as Sarah did recently, who teaches us something they do to keep their energy high. We all learn how to do it. And we all go away an hour later, uplifted again. And so it's a
And you
public
get a
service.
recording so you can re-listen to it when you need a boost.
Yes, exactly. So this is my public service to the world, and I
Mm.
thank my friends who donate their time, like Sarah, to give a presentation. And then my gift is a book that you will not find on Amazon. You could buy it directly from me, but I'd rather give it to you as a gift. It's called My Lighthouse Path. It's a mini book, not a lead magnet. It's an actual book. It's condensed key part of my book, Selling from Your Comfort Zone, and it has a special workbook that goes with it to help you create your plan for bringing your ideal audience to you. They're going to travel on your path to you as the lighthouse. So you're going to stand still. You're going to let them do the searching. They're in the dark looking for a solution. You're standing still, shining your light. They will be able to see you and come to you. How do you do that? You get my free gift.
And that's at Stacey and Hall.com/lighthouse book gift. But also
Yes.
is Stacey Ann Hall, and Stacey is STACEYANN Hall, HALL.com. Also Selling from Your Comfort Zone, Facebook Stacey Hall 1, Instagram Stacey Hall, LinkedIn Stacey Hall, and also thefrequence.com, which is frequense.com/Stacey Hall. And you can find out all about it there. And if you want to be part of the gathering, just reach out to her and she will send you the link to come and join. It really, if you just kind of, we're all looking for a vibe tribe, somewhere where, it's just there to support each other, just there to get a lift up, or to be a solution for someone, or just to simply care, or just simply kind of get a boost of energy just to help lift you up. And this is what it's about. And there's wonderful guest speakers. I've heard them in the past. I'm very honored to be in part of one as well. And it's all about building community. In sales, it's about building community. As I said, you may not always get the sale. That's what you're going in for. You're building a community. That community likes you, likes what you stand for, likes who you are. Whether they buy from you, they will always recommend you. I do not recommend anyone I haven't had a positive interaction with. I don't care who you are, recommend me. No, if I don't know you, I'm not going to do that. I'll only do it. So if you get a recommendation from me, then you know it's somebody that I believe in. All right. And I think that authenticity we owe. You can't buy likes because they're not authentic. You can't buy recommendations, they're not authentic. We want realism. We want people to be authentically who they are, unapologetically. And we want to know we feel comfortable with them because they are being true to themselves. Whether they're your cup of tea or not, that's okay. They may not be. You like who they are, but they're just not for you. That's all right. And then you connect with someone and you go, vibe tribe, right? We're on the same wavelength. We're in the same synergy. Again, it may never work out to be a sale, but you've developed a friend that's on your side. They're your good vibrations together. Never know down the road what may happen, but we need good friends that we can turn to, good friends that uplift each other, good friends that go to have a good old natter with each other. And you never know where it's going to go, but basically being present with someone is the greatest gift you can give. Giving your time to someone honestly and because you really care and you really want to is the greatest gift that you can give. So Be present with all your potentials, because they will feel seen and heard and not just another number.
Thank you so much for inviting me into your studio, having this beautiful conversation. It's my favorite topic.
I'm right on with you, sister. So raise those vibrations first, not just emotionally, the wonderful practice that she gave you, do and do and do again. But if you are feeling low, your energy isn't there, your enthusiasm cannot sustain itself, maybe you are missing that beautiful energy in all of your organs that needs to be supported. Reach out to Stacey. Look at it. Is it the, whatever the apparatuses that they have there, try them. One may work better, one may work more consistently. Give it the time to raise the frequency. However low your frequency is, it's got to turn it up. It's not a sugar high, because we don't want to crash, and let it build and sustain itself. Then see how much optimum fuel you've got in your body to go and do what you want to do, right? You owe it to yourself, and you owe it to the people around you. Nobody wants to feel you're dragging yourself along, right? So do this for you, primarily for you. It's the importance of you, right? Fortify yourself. And then everything that you do, you will do at full optimization, and people will know it and feel it. We want people to feel you before they see you, right? So thank you so much, Stacey.
That's it. Thank you, Sarah. That's said, we want people to feel us and like that feeling before we open our mouth. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, I can feel the vibe across the room. Exactly. So StaceyAnnHall.com. Everything is there. Get all her books on Amazon. Stacey Hall. For the Lighthouse Path, you've got to reach out to her. Remember, StaceyAnnHall.com/lighthouse book gift, or you can reach out to her on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. But please comment on this show. Let us know what part of it kind of lifted your light up, and what you're needing, because we're here to serve. So thank you, Stacey, and to everyone else out there. Until next time, take care of yourself. Bye for now. We hope that you enjoyed the show. There are so many more for you to listen to right here on selfdiscoverywisdom.com. Come and hear the illumination that's going to shed light on your path.